Welcome back to Tecmo 101. I'm doing more videos. These are matchup videos to help you get ready for the Tecmo Players Championship. I've been reviewing 3 matchups per team. They're top matchups. They're not necessarily the best because one of the things I'm doing is to give you more varieties. I'm not trying to repeat matchups. And so this is my Packers matchup, and what I want to highlight right here is the best weapon on the Packers, Sterling Sharp, who's always open. 50 MS, 75 receiving ability, probably the best receiver on this end of the game. It's in the end zone. Go Pack, go. All right, let's talk about the Packers. Not one of the best teams, and I've already done one of the best matchups versus Cleveland, so we're going to start off with Packers versus Jets. And we got Don Rachowski. The Majik Man has 25 MS. It's always great when you can get 25 MS or more from your quarterback. Makes him really maneuverable and a threat to gain 5-6 yards of scramble. 50 pass control is an awesome number as well. That 38 pass speed is a little bit lower. We'd more like 144, but sometimes he can catch some nice softy lofties, and he has a little more arc on his throw on some of the shorter JJs, which can help him as well. In the running game, you got a 44 MS running back who's backed up by an interesting 38 running MS, 38 receptions, and another 38 MS running back. Michael Haddix is your kick returner because he has 94 hitting power. Not the greatest kick returning team, but still the hitting power. Sterling Sharp is a beast, 75 receptions, 50 max speed. He's paired with some ordinary receivers who aren't much to talk about. A tight end with some hitting power who isn't fast, and a backup who can sometimes condition up. Offensive line is kind of weak. One standout, Tony Mandrich. Rest in peace. Chris Jackie, slightly above average. On the defensive line, Bob Nelson turns out to be very fast and powerful with that 69 rushing power, and he moves a lot faster than anybody else with 38 MS. Not a lot of hitting power or interceptions, but in some matchups he could do very well. In this matchup versus the Jets, he just happens to be going up against Jim Sweeney, who has 44 hitting power. So with a little conditioning and this and that, sometimes it plays out. Be careful just assuming that your defensive line advantage will happen the whole game. Sometimes it will happen in some quarters and not other quarters. Sometimes it won't happen. Sometimes it will happen all game. It's real hit and miss. But it can happen. The odds are in your favor. That's one of the reasons I point this out, to help contain the running game of the Jets. Also got Tim Harris, 56 MS, 50 hitting power, one of the better linebackers. Some of the other linebackers are slow as molasses, but 2 of them have great interception ability. The secondary is slow, but they got 2 guys at 50 interceptions as well. So this matchup, you're going to want to outscore the Jets and contain the running game and make them into a one-dimensional passing team. And with that, you could take advantage of the slow receivers and just try to keep in front of them with these higher INT guys. You can either use Scott Steffen with his 38 or bust out your 50 INT Holmes or your 50 INT Mark Murphy. At the same time, Sterling Sharp on JJs can beat McMillan. Although there's a lot of interception ability on the Jets, you can still take advantage of that running quarterback because they don't have a lot. You can mix up the playbook, too. The Jets are very weak to different playbooks, and the Packers can use 2 running back sets. All sorts of ways the Packers can stay around in the game and get you an upset versus the Jets. That's basically what the Packers are, a team that's designed to get upsets. My next matchup is against the Atlanta Falcons. And this game is basically what you're saying is that Deion Sanders with only 56 interceptions, you're hoping to be able to JJ on him and throw it deep and hope that these other 50 interception guys are too slow to contain Sterling Sharp. At the same time, you'll be able to run the ball on the Falcons because they don't have much in the linebacking core, and they don't have too much even in the defensive line core. So if you can set up that running game, and at the same time you have a threat to pass. Now on defense, yeah, they got great fast receivers, but again, if you could get in coverage with those 50 INT guys, even that 38 INT linebacker, that's going to give you something to go up against the likes of Chris Miller and Hugh Millen. And if you could just contain them, there's a chance for an upset here, especially if you design a playbook to run the ball at Deion Sanders. Our last matchup for this team is going to be against Phoenix. Now, Phoenix again is another couple of good safeties with 56 and fast, but once again, these safeties aren't going to be able to dominate Don Bachowski. So you're still going to have Sterling Sharp, who's going to be able to be something, and you're still going to be able to run the ball on this team. Now, they got a better setup at linebacker with Ken Harvey, but then on defense, you're still talking about low pass control quarterbacks, and now you're talking about really slow receivers. Your fastest receiver has 44, and then Johnny Johnson, too. You will have to contain him, but you're talking again about a team with a weakness at the center position, and that's when you got Bob Nelson to try to give you an advantage to help you contain that run game and get into the game here. There's another 38 guy, and that's some opportunities there. Bad kicker on this team is always something you should keep in mind going up against Phoenix. There are just games when Phoenix struggles to score, and that's a good matchup you can use as well. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to the tecmo 101 channel. I'm going to give you some more matchups next week and try to get all these teams done before the championship. 3 a week. We should be there well before April comes. Anyways, enjoy and catch you next time.